Hey everybody, it's Chris Seeds, Wootini from the late lamented Gaymer.net, here with another weekly video podcast. This week I wanted to start by saying that while I will once again not be attending Gaymer X proper, because again I can't afford to fly myself out to San Francisco and put myself up in a hotel and all that nonsense. It's a little bit beyond my budget, so I will not be there. However, in November, they're having GaymerX East, which I will be attending. And in fact, I actually, I submitted for a panel. Well, it's a talk, I checked off talk, because it's just me. There's no one else. Because I've had this idea, I had it a while ago, but it would have been great to do at GaymerX proper, because there are other writers who are on the West Coast who will be attending GaymerX who would be able to join me on a panel. Unfortunately, on the East Coast, it's just me. I don't think that there's anyone else who could join me. Rude! I am trying to record here. Do you not see me? Anyway, I'm the only one here, so, but what I wanted to do was Gay Gamer in memoriam, and basically just now that Gay Gamer is gone to the internet cemetery in the sky, whatever, I thought it would be nice to sit down. Now, ideally, it would be me and some of the other writers, and then we could all talk about our experiences with Gay Gamer and writing for Gay Gamer and, you know, going to E3 or PAX or, you know, whatever the experiences, who people we met, things that we did, whatever, that the world opened up. I know a lot of people who wrote for Gay Gamer ended up getting jobs in the gaming industry, so that would be awesome for them to talk about. And unfortunately, they never did one. I mean, I would hate to have them do it at GaymerX proper and then me not be included, but I submitted to do it at GaymerX East, and then figuring whatever, like, I'll talk about my experience, and then if I can find other people to join me, great. If not, then I'll just tell my experience and then open it up and let other people talk about how they found GayGamer.net and, you know, meeting friends on the forums or going to events or whatever, and talk about, and just, you know, just to say goodbye to it and to, you know, because it was a big deal for a long time for a lot of people. So I thought a nice little goodbye party would be nice. So, although I have to say, when I submitted it, I'm not really sure that it went through, so I don't know. I'll have to check with Matt and make sure at some point that it did get submitted properly, because I don't feel like the website submitted it properly, but I don't know. So, in gaming news, this is a good one. You're going to enjoy this, folks. So, remember last week how I talked about how there were new 3DS games that I wanted to play, but didn't want to play because I was still playing other games like Style Savvy or Popolocrois. More specifically Popolocrois, because Style Savvy is like something you could just go back to all the time, like Animal Crossing. But I was like, it's been so long since I've played Popolocrois, I really should go back to it. It's enjoyable, I should finish it. I bought it, I paid for it, I should finish it. You know, otherwise I'm wasting my money. So, I actually had some time on my commutes to, you know, get back into it, and then I played some on the weekend, too, at home, which I don't normally do. Normally at home I play my consoles, and I use my portables, like, out and about. But here I was like, you know what, I'm just going to play for a little while. Because what happened was, I went to play Popolocrois, and when I loaded the game, I was like, do I load my saved game or my quick save? And I was like, I'm pretty sure I loaded I don't remember exactly, because it was sort of load. I'm pretty sure I loaded a quick save, figuring, well, the quick save would be, you know, whatever my very last save was. I don't remember when the last time was that I would have saved at an inn, you know, properly. So I figured my most recent save was probably going to be in the middle of an adventure, so it would be a quick save. So I think I loaded the quick save. Although it's entirely possible that I loaded a proper save instead of the quick save. But either way, I was playing for a while, and I was in the middle of an adventure, and I was having to find, like, I had to find, like, 4 cursed plots of land and uncurse them, you know, free them. And then once I had, you know, purified them, then I could enter the dungeon. And I could not find the last plot of land. And I'm walking all over the place, all over the place. I ended up having to go online, and they were like, oh, it's actually over here, not over there. It's actually, this is also part of that area, so if you have to, you know, you have to go over into the forest. And I was like, ah, that's how they get you. So I found it. And then I was like, well, let me just jump back. But I was like, wait, why can't I teleport? I totally remember that I was able to teleport before. I'd gotten the teleportation ability, so that I could teleport between the different towns and stuff, and that was much better, because you have to, like, backtrack to, like, check on your farms and plant stuff and do stuff. And, but I couldn't teleport. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you press Y to teleport. And I went online, and I'm checking, and they're like, oh yeah, you get teleport after this event. And I'm like, but I did this already. And I looked in the manual, and it is Y. And I'm like, why can't I teleport? And I'm like, can you not teleport in the middle of a mission? Because I feel like you can. So I just kept playing, and I walked all the way back up there, which is, I was like, whatever, I'm, you know, grinding by accident, basically. I was just leveling up constantly, because I had to walk everywhere, so I was getting into random fights on the way. I did the dungeon, finished the dungeon, left there, went to the next section of the game, and then suddenly there was like a story section of the game, and the story was progressing, and it started to seem very, very familiar. And then there was this whole scene with Nino and Rue, these 2 characters, the brothers, and I'm like, I totally did this. Like, I totally played this part of the game before. I was like, suddenly, I was completely convinced. I'm like, this is, I don't know why the ice dungeon, like, was not familiar to me, because I clearly had done that already, because this stuff afterwards I did. And then I got my teleport ability, and I'm like, great, here we go. And then they're like, okay, now to the next section of the game. So the next chapter starts, and you have to go to the next town. And I go to this next town, and as I'm walking to this town, I'm walking through this area, and I'm like, yep, totally played this part of the game. So somehow I loaded a save that was such an old save, which leads me to believe that I probably loaded the regular save and not the quick save, because I feel like the quick save would be later, but whichever save I loaded, it was way back in the game. And I had progressed much further in the game than that. So I am now doing the section of the game where I have to save, and I actually talked about this probably like 6 to 10 episodes ago, 15 episodes ago, whatever. But way back when, I talked about this, where I had to figure out how to get the medicine to cure the sick cows. And I wandered everywhere, trying to figure out how to get the medicine for the sick cows. And then I had accidentally talked to, like, I kept talking to this guy who I thought was the guy I was supposed to talk to, and it turns out that it was his wife in his house who was the veterinarian who had the medicine and everything. And I felt horrible for being so sexist as to not talking to the wife, although I probably thought I already talked to her. But, so now I can immediately, I walked right up, I talked to her, I got the recipe, whatever. I'll be able to breeze through this section of the game again pretty quickly, I think, because now I know what I'm meant to do. Like, I know, go down to this area to find the old lady, go over here to find the medicine, and then I can just quickly zip through and catch up to where I was. The only problem is that I want to finish this game, and ended up having to backtrack and replay a good like couple of hours probably. Excuse me. So I'm having to replay a few hours there, which is annoying, but I have to in order to finish the game. But it's just frustrating because I wanted to go back to finish the game and ended up having to replay a good portion of it, which is, you know, not really conducive to wanting me to keep playing. But I'm powering through, and I hopefully will finish Popolocrois one day. because I would like to play Dragon Quest VII. Although first, Phoenix Wright. So that was my week. Of course, I've been playing No Man's Sky, but I don't want to talk about that right now because I have more to talk about. I'm having new feelings about No Man's Sky, but we'll save that for next week because I feel like I've talked too much already. So there you go. And if you're planning on attending GaymerX East, please come to my memorial because I don't want to be the only one in there. I'm convinced that if they approve it, it's going to be me and like 3 people, and I'll just be like, all right, whatever. Sorry, nobody cares. Not anymore. So I will see you back here next week, and until then, happy gaming. Bye.